Sean Susi, multiplayer design lead.
Sean, talk about what you're showing new here with multiplayer.
Okay, so yeah, we're super excited about everything that we're showing here for multiplayer. We've got some really awesome new things that we're showing, brand new things to the franchise that we're really excited to share. We've got some multiplayer action going on with some World War II maps. We've got Divisions, which is a brand new kind of fundamental reimagining of how we do create a class, which is really exciting for us. Headquarters, which is a new kind of social space that we're adding to the game outside of the match gameplay, where you can party up with your friends and jump into the 1v1 pit, have some matches there. Do the firing range, which is now with multiple players for the first time, so we're super excited about that. And then War Mode is another one that personally is a really important one for me, and one that I'm really excited about. Is a brand new game mode for the game where for the first time we're giving players kind of a narrative-based, objective-based attacker-defender kind of gameplay scenario, where we're trying to really make players feel like they're fighting in an actual battle of World War II in multiplayer gameplay.
So what perks will we see return, as well as new ones you're introducing for the first time?
So perks are actually being replaced by the Division system, which is, again, something that we're really excited about. You've got your, we wanted to bring some history into class creation, right? So your divisions, you're going to see your airborne division, your infantry division, your armored divisions, all those things that you're used to seeing, or that you'd expect to see in World War II. So those are kind of built of three pieces. You've got divisional training, which gives you some, character traits, some passive, attributes, and those rank up as you go along. You've got your basic trainings, which can apply across divisions, and then you've got your weapon skill as well, which is something that's new, and those change up also based on which division you're choosing to play.
So do you guys work with Trek at all? Because Trek did a lot of World War II stuff back in the day. Did you use any of their assets, or ask for advice, or pull anything from the library?
So we look back at the history of Call of Duty, World War II games as they're developed, because we want to make sure that we give players a really nice mix of old and new, right? We want to pay homage to the original games in the series that were back in World War II, but we also want to bring the new things that we're doing, like Headquarters and War and those things. So, there's a lot of communication between studios as we develop, and so.
Are you guys bringing back vehicles? Well, World of War had vehicles.
Yeah, so you can see in War Mode that we're showing today, there's a section of the map where you're escorting a tank, which is really cool. You can jump up in the MG turret and shoot that as the tank is being escorted along. Also, a lot of our score streaks are vehicle-based, so you'll be able to have some vehicle control over that. We've got a fighter strike where you're doing a kind of a diving, strafing run across the battlefield, which is really fun to do. So yeah, there's little bits of vehicle control throughout the game.
So multiplayer in Call of Duty has kind of evolved. It got faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Are you guys slowing it down this time around for World War II?
Yeah, so certainly, going back to boots on the ground, which is something we're super excited to be able to do. The community's been, clamoring for it, so it's a great opportunity for us. Call of Duty is about fast-paced, intense multiplayer gameplay, so we definitely, want to deliver that. So while we don't have, the boost mechanics, and slide is now replaced by a dive, which we felt was kind of a little bit more visceral, a little bit more kind of appropriate to our setting. I would say the pace of the gameplay is still in line with what Call of Duty players will expect.
Now, a lot of players want to know, can you jump and snipe in this game, or is it more boots on ground sniping is back to the way it used to be?
We've heard a lot of comments, people saying sniping is back. Sniping
got a little crazy there for a while.
It got a little crazy there for a while. I think players are going to love sniping in the game for sure, and we're doing a lot with map design as well to make sure that we provide really just cool opportunities for players to express those different play styles.
Can you talk about some of the weapons you're showcasing here at E3 that are playable for the first time in the series?
Playable for the first time in the series?
If there are any.
For me, I look at the iconic weapons, like MP40, the Thompson, the BAR, the M1 Garand. We've got a Winchester pump-action shotgun, which is really cool. Kar 98K sniper rifle. There's an M1 bazooka, so the array of weapons is something I think players are going to be really happy with. There's so much diversity in the weapons as well.
So can we expect the same kind of armies and villains we've been fighting in the Call of Duty World at War games and past World War II games? German army, Nazis, Allies, Axis, all that good stuff.
Axis versus Allies, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. So what are you most excited about for people to experience with multiplayer?
For me, I got to go to war. I mean, it's hard to pick one. I mean, headquarters is really awesome. I think players are going to really like that. War mode for me is kind of has a special place in my heart for sure, because it's really a brand new gameplay experience that players have not had before in a Call of Duty multiplayer game.
Now, for people who can't play it here, I know it's hard, but can you compare it to a past Call of Duty game where, in terms of like looks and gameplay, kind of? Is it like World at War? Is it like Call of Duty 2? That kind of thing.
I mean, again, I think players are going to find a little bit of kind of familiar, things that they've kind of seen and experienced in some of the past World War II games, but they're also going to find some new, fresh stuff as well. It's kind of hard to compare directly.
So talk about obviously all the old modes will be back: Domination, King of the Hill, Team Deathmatch. And you mentioned that new mode. Kind of elaborate on that new mode while you're showing here at E3.
Yeah, so war mode, super excited about it. You're doing these things that soldiers would expect to do in World War II in a battle, right? So there's an overarching mission objective, something that you're there to do. And the map that we're showing here today at E3, it's called Operation Breakout. It is the Allied push out of Normandy based on historical battles that happened. And you're doing all these things that soldiers did in World War II. So you're starting out by capturing forward territory, by capturing a manor that's held by the Axis side. Then you're moving on to building a bridge so that your armored units can move across the bridge and advance. Then next thing you're doing is you're destroying an enemy ammo dump, and then finally escorting your tank to the enemy artillery positions, which is the final mission objective. So it's really kind of a very diverse experience. You're doing all these different things, different ranges, different play styles, team play. You're building MG nests and walls that can be blown up by the attacking team. A lot of new stuff, a lot of really exciting things.
And the last question is, what was it like going back to World War II after having so much verticality, double jumping, mobility in your games? And what was the challenge from a design standpoint implementing that to still make it fun and chaotic, but not as crazy?
Yeah, so that's actually been, Call of Duty's always had verticality integrated into the level design. We've got, you're getting up into second story windows to get, Overwatch positions. There's plenty of verticality in the level design. That doesn't go away. That doesn't change. Obviously, you're interacting with it in a little bit different way with just the boots on the ground style. But it gives us some really cool opportunities as well to create this kind of cat and mouse gameplay where there's, tactical choices. You can use the environment to your advantage and kind of try to outsmart your opponent. So you're going to see plenty of verticality. Obviously, boots on the ground is kind of a, you get kind of the I guess, little older school take on it. But yeah, it's definitely there.